Welcome back, this is Cherry Baby. So, rumors are the next chapter of Dead by Daylight is going to be Tokyo Ghoul. If you don't know Tokyo Ghoul, it's a Japanese anime about these creatures called ghouls who eat humans to survive. Most of them are evil, some of them are good. Ghoul investigators protect the populace of Tokyo and fight ghouls by using previous killed ghouls, parts of them, as weapons. They're called I'm gonna say quicks. I forgot what they're actually called, but it's a weird name. They use their body parts as weapons to defeat ghouls, because ghouls are very tough and hard to kill with regular weaponry. So they develop special weaponry from their bodies, basically. Now moving on, who could be the killer? The most popular person in the series, the protagonist, they are named Ken. I can't say his last name because I don't know how to pronounce it either, forgive me. He was originally human, and by perchance he was walking through an alleyway home, and there was a ghoul fight, and these massive steel beams collapsed on top of him. What ended up happening is he got a powerful ghoul's organ implanted in him, and it turns him into a half ghoul, so he's not born a natural full ghoul. So for some reason they transport this ghoul's organ, who is actually an important character too, her name's like Reese, into him, and he becomes half ghoul, gets the cravings for human flesh and everything, and he meets up with these other ghouls that actually are kind of good ghouls, who they eat like pretend meat or something. There's more to it, but I'm not going to go into it. I don't have the resources right now. So I used to be heavily into it in the manga. I haven't read it in a while, so there might be some stuff missing. The main bad guy of the first season, or Tokyo Ghoul overall, is called the One-Eyed King. And in Tokyo Ghoul, they wear masks to like hide their faces, that they're ghouls, because you can tell they're ghouls because their eyes are way different than humans. So the One-Eyed King, no one knows exactly who the One-Eyed King is until you watch the very end of it. I'm not gonna spoil it. He's the leader of the ghouls that are bad, and they're going around killing all sorts of humans, and then they're the main antagonist versus the ghoul investigators. So Ken is not really a bad guy. He's just trying to survive against the investigators, and he doesn't eat human meat. So he's just trying to find his place in the ghoul world with the other ghouls that are being hunted by the investigators, and also stay away from the One-Eyed King and his thugs. Unfortunately, he gets a run-in with them. So the other killer besides Ken, I don't think it's going to be Ken, because Ken is, like I said, he's more a good guy. So for him to be the killer in Dead by Daylight, it's kind of weird. Is Jason. Now, Jason is, as you would expect, wears a mask like Friday the 13th Jason. It's like a nod towards that. But he's the one that tortures Ken to the point where it's the saying, what's 1,000 minus 7? Because he tortures him so many times. Ghouls can regenerate. And that's how many like bones he's breaking in the process of this. The torture is so intense, like it literally breaks Ken. And then when he finally able to escape, he literally slaughters Jason. So Jason doesn't survive that long. It kind of changes Ken's personality after he's been tortured to like a different person. He's not really evil, but he's more like vindictive and kind of like, okay, now the One-Eyed King is my enemy. And then there is another antagonist who he's like a chef, and he enjoys the consumption of human flesh, and they have like parties and like battles and stuff, and he wants to for some reason eat Ken because he's a half ghoul, and he's like, well, I can get his power, and he's also half human, so what would Ken taste like? He's really creepy as fuck. I could see him being the killer, but out of Ken, the chef, I forgot his name at the moment, the One-Eyed King, and Jason. Those are the 4 possible killers that could be in DBD. Popularity-wise, it most likely would be Ken or Jason. I don't see the One-Eyed King or the weird chef guy being in there. Please forgive me for not knowing his name off the top of my head. Someone will probably correct me later on. I'll just put it down in the bottom. Also, there's a couple other bad guys, but they're not really memorable when it comes to popularity in Tokyo Ghoul. I don't think they'll be the killer in Dead by Daylight. We might get survivors as, what do you call it? Tokyo Ghoul investigators. It is possible. There's a kid who has like stitches and stuff across his body and uses knives and stuff, but then it'd be like the trickster. But he'd be a survivor because he's not a bad guy. He's a ghoul investigator. So they were originally tortured by a ghoul called the Madam, like crazy bitch. She just goes crazy. They could be one of the survivors. There's a couple, I don't know the investigators' names. Overall, like I said, it's been a couple years since I read the books. I have like the full manga series, and I have Tokyo Re as well. That, and they replaced Ken, but it's huge spoilers ahead. Don't go past this point. Don't go past this point if you're not ready for spoilers. But Ken, like, he loses his memory, so he becomes a totally different character on top of that, and he actually becomes a ghoul investigator. It's really weird in a way, and it's just like, okay, this is where it's going. I never finished Tokyo Ghoul Re. It's like the 2nd season, or like the follow-up to Tokyo Ghoul. I would like to see what happens into it. Tokyo Ghoul is like really good, and some people say that it doesn't belong there, but it's really horror, dark fantasy, because people are aware of the ghouls that live amongst them and are afraid of the ghouls attacking them. Each part of the city is put into districts, and some areas are actually officially overrun with ghouls, where people shouldn't go there at all because of the fear of being eaten by ghouls. Sometimes some ghouls have entered some of the districts, and that's where the ghoul investigators control those areas and keep it safe for humans, and keep those ravenous ghouls out. So I'm kind of excited for Tokyo Ghoul, a lot, as you can tell. I was hugely into it. As you can see, I'm actually a fan. I have a Tokyo Ghoul sweater. What's 1000 minus 7? I've had it for a long time. People always ask me that are non-Tokyo Ghoul fans, like, what the hell is that? 1000 minus 7? Wouldn't that be like 993? And I'm like, yeah, technically you're right. Like, what do you mean you're right? I'm like, it's from the anime. It's Tokyo Ghoul. It's hard to explain. And the next one, the torture thing, they get all like, what? But this is Churro Cherry Baby, and those are the possible killers that could be in Dead by Daylight for the Tokyo Ghoul chapter. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the fog and on the battlefield. Bye.